and asked Swiss companies to participate in the growing Ethiopian economy. Demeke thanked Switzerland for its balanced position of the Organization of Nations and requested its strengthening. Swiss Foreign Minister Ignacio Cassis expressed their desire to strengthen cooperation in bilateral and international issues. Ethiopia rejected Arab League statement on Ethio-Somaliland recent MOU. Ethiopia's Ministry of Foreign Affairs spokesperson Meles Alam gave a press briefing focusing on the ongoing diplomatic exhibition, the annual ambassadors and mission leaders meeting, and the World Economic Forum in Davos, Switzerland. In his statement, the state minister underscored that the Arab League statement, which says the recent agreement signed between Ethiopia and Somaliland violates international law, is unacceptable. Furthermore, Sameh Shukri, the Egyptian foreign minister's spokesperson, statement that Ethiopia is to be blamed for the regional tensions is unsuitable. Ambassador Meles Alam has announced that Ethiopia's trade and diplomatic relations with Kenya and Somalia will continue as before. Ethiopia has participated in the 19th Non-Aligned Countries Ministerial Meeting in Uganda. At the 19th Ministerial Meeting, a delegation headed by State Minister Misganu Arega has participated. The meeting is held with the topic, Deepening Cooperation for Shared Global Influence, was held to explore several global agenda items. During their keynote addresses, delegates from a range of nations addressed important contemporary topics such as climate change, security concerns, and difficulties related to economic and societal development. Ambassador Misganu had one-to-one sideline meetings with the delegation of Uganda, South Africa, and the United Arab Emirates. Welcome back. National Security Advisor to the Prime Minister Redwan Hussein said that Ethiopia has no interest to invade any country. Redwan underscored that Ethiopia played significant roles for the peaceful of Somalia. This remark came while the Ministry of Defense briefed military attaché communities about the current security situation in Ethiopia. Goshu Melissa reports.
The Ministry of Defense National Security Advisor to the Prime Minister Redwan Hussein and the Director General of African Affairs at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Fissa Shaur, have briefed the military attaches residing in Addis Ababa about the current security situations in Ethiopia. National Security Advisor to the Prime Minister Redwan Hussein said Ethiopia has no intention to invade any country. The latest deal between the Ethiopian government and Somaliland is no longer a threat to Somalia.
As Ethiopian economy is growing from all corners of this country, one outlet is not enough to sustain our economy. So we need to come up with alternatives. But for that to happen, we don't need to invade any country. We are saying we can do it in a win-win business fashion. But we need that outlet. And then we've been urging our partners to help us out on that fashion. The other aspect is if you look at that corridor, the Red Sea area, and Bab el-Mandeb and other areas, it is prone to conflicts. And then again, if you look at Djibouti, everybody is wanting a piece of land in there, and all the powers in the world are coming there. Anybody who has resources and power, money and weapons, and political influence in the geopolitics have access there. But we are there. We are the owners and the partners of this region. We are also contributing our best to pacify the region, also Africa. And then we need to secure our interests there. We need to also contribute positively for the pacification of that region.
Major General Teshome Gamachu, Foreign Relations and Military Cooperation, accentuated that Ethiopia is committed to strengthen relations with partners to achieve effective results.
I have a great respect for their effort and the contribution that they have made through their term of service here in Ethiopia. At this juncture, I would like to remind their substitutes to push high-work the key issues that they have started and do more in terms of strengthening diplomatic ties between Ethiopia and your respective country defense as well.
The National Security Advisor underscored that the international community must understand the predicament that Ethiopia is in.
We are the ones who've been paying the ultimate price more than anybody. We are not just paying money, but we are paying lives to the stability of this country for decades. The MOU that we've signed, which grants us access in the Red Sea on a lease base, that's 50-year lease, with a possible expectation. We don't own the land. We are not taking away anybody's land. We are just leasing like anybody has been doing. Ethiopia should hold together. Ethiopia should survive. And then we need that assurance from all partners. And then we have to move ahead so that others would help us out to solve the issue.
Director General of African Affairs at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Fissa Shaul, speaks the internal and regional security situations to attaches.
The Sudan is in a difficult situation, and Ethiopia is saying it has to be resolved with Sudanese dialogue, owned by the Sudanese, led by the Sudanese, assisted by regional or international partners or both. And Sudan, it is a problem that has been center-periphery relationship. It is also an issue of culture, language, and identity. And we don't want to see the scenario as a divided Sudan. That's what the international community is afraid of, and Ethiopia is extremely worried on these issues.
Finally, the defense minister has given recognition to attaches who played significant role for 88th Air Force anniversary and 116th National Army Day.
And finally, the New Development Bank is now funding a lot more of its projects it has in its portfolio in local currencies and not just the US dollar. Headquartered in Shanghai, the NDB was set up by the original 5 BRICS member states. Speaking to CGTN Africa, the Vice President and CEO of the bank, Vladimir Kasab, discussed the change in strategy. Here is what he reacted on the issue.
It's a de-dollarization. It's, I'm not sure you can just switch. It's a process. And the speed of this process depends on various conditions, on countries, on markets, etc. We are working in this environment. So for the moment, we feel that, let's say, as for CNY is cheaper than dollar, judging by the rates. That's why we definitely must use, as a normal bank, we can use this opportunity. Moreover, China provided for international development banks special, for like rights or special conditions. Now we can use CNY abroad and direct and finance projects with CNY outside China directly. Now we're considering first projects of that type in the member countries like Brazil. And now we can swap CNY without any limit from to USD or any other currency. And we're also considering direct swap from CNY to other member countries currency. It's, it's a very interesting period, challenging, but we see the new opportunities for NDB. Because we have quite, I should say, effective member countries ready to support the institution. So we feel it every day in China, in India, in Brazil, in Russia, and in South Africa. In Emirates, they are very effectively ready to support NDB entrance to the financial market.
You're watching Addis News Hour. Here's a quick reminder of the stories making headlines. Ethiopia briefed Addis Ababa-based military attachés. And Ministry of Foreign Affairs announced rejection of recent statements by the Arab League and Egypt. That's all we had for now. I'm Tabitha Germany. Thanks for watching. Have a good time.